All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We are back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. Hey, so this week we're going to be talking about NFL team shopping grocery lists, aka team needs. And well, it's been 3 years since the class of 2023 first round. Well, of course, everybody's played 3 years, but we focus on the first round because since they finished the third season, teams have to decide by May if they want to pick up their 5th-year option or not, or even give a contract extension. So we're going to talk about that. So as we get started, let's introduce ourselves. Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing, future Hall of Famer. That direction, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. What's up, man?
Howdy.
All right, so let's get into this. All right, 2023 NFL draft class. Okay, first round picks. Eric, we're gonna go name by name and see if these guys are gonna get a 5th-year option, contract extension, or nothing. Okay, you ready?
So first thing before we get started, those of y'all that are watching at home, make sure and jump into the comment box and give us your thoughts and your opinions on certain takes. Give us your take. We want to hear what you got to say. You know, it's cool to be spectators, but go ahead and be part of the show. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, and I think the chat box is open this week. Unlike last week, I don't think it was open. So
we apologize for that. We had technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Sometimes YouTube just doesn't cooperate.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here we go. And number 1 overall, the Carolina Panthers select quarterback Bryce Young out of Alabama. Eric, does he get a 5th-year option?
Yes.
No? Or, okay, yes. Why?
Well, he's shown improvement over the last couple of years.
Okay.
With Canales coaching him, I think he's scratched the surface just barely on what he can accomplish and what he could be. Now, is he going to be an all-pro or Hall of Fame quarterback? I don't know about all of that. However, given you got to think about, you got to really think about how this quarterback market is shaping up right now. It's hard to find a good quarterback.
It really is.
This is not a strong quarterback class coming out of the draft. The free agent market leaves much to be desired.
Yes.
It is just not a good look. So if you got something that's worth something, even if it's not, it may not be a doggone Maybach. It may not be a Bugatti. It may not be a Lamborghini, but doggone it, if you got a good Honda Accord and it's running good,
yep,
and the paint ain't chipped on it, go with that, man. So and again, he's young. Give him the 5th-year option. Don't give him a long-term deal. Not yet. He needs to show he's ready to take the next step. Once he's ready to show that he's ready to take that next step, because I mean they were a playoff team. Let's think about that now. They were a playoff team.
Yes, they were.
So we can't poo-poo that. You know, he got them to the playoffs. They were a solid playoff team. They almost upset the Rams. If it hadn't been for a dropped interception, they would have. And your quarterback is a big part of that.
Yes.
So again, is he a superstar? No, we ain't gonna go that far. We're not finna say all that. However, given the market right now, it just makes sense to go ahead and hold on to him, give him that 5th year option, see if he takes the next step in the evolution. And if he does, then go ahead and give him a long-term deal, but put him on that 5th year option. Don't extend him right now. Give him the 5th year option.
Yeah, I agree, man. You said it. I mean, you said it, man. He's gotten better. He's been through the ups and downs, but kind of not surprised because he did go to Alabama and he had 4 receivers even after Tua and Jalen were gone. He had his guys, and I don't know who the offensive coordinator was when he was there, but regardless, I mean, those guys was getting open just as much as the likes of Ruggs, Judy, Devontae Smith, and I'm missing somebody, Jalen Waddle. So, it was still a very successful offense, but he comes to NFL, different ball game, needs receivers. They drafted Tyrone McMillan this year, who performed well. Let's see those 2 guys take the next step. And that's another reason to give them a 5th year option. Let those guys grow. That's a young nucleus right there. Let those guys grow and see what it becomes.
We always talk about core pillars and ancillary and tertiary players. And you got your core pillars with Ted McMillan and Jordan Love. Honestly, I'd hold on to Chuba Hubbard as well. And build around that.
Yes.
Defense is playing decent. Not world beaters, but decent. And a competent quarterback is a hard thing to find. I just can't stop harping on a competent quarterback. Is such a tough thing to find.
Yes.
When you got one that can literally, just make your offense look discernible. When you got that, then yeah, man, you gotta keep that, And I know there's a lot of some people like, well, Jordan Love is, he's not this, that, and the third, or hey, that's what the 5th year option's for. You don't want to throw him away, but you still want to see some more. That's what the 5th year option is for. And it makes perfect sense.
Definitely. All right, next up. And we're going to combine these 2 because they both were drafted by Houston. And Donald, of course, being the Texas fan that he is, he's already commented on it. He says, we need offensive line, and no, CJ Stroud does not deserve an option. He says Will Anderson Jr. does deserve an option. So those were the next 2 guys, pick number 2 and pick number 3. I agree with him. No CJ Stroud. Now we're going on these 2 years. And but Will Anderson Jr., listen, not only does he deserve an option, he deserves an extension.
Don't even worry about the option. Just give him the extension.
Yeah, just give him an extension.
He's earned that. But here's the thing, Donald Ray. I'm gonna jump on that for a second. You talking about don't give CJ Stroud of his 5th year option on his deal. Who gonna play quarterback for you?
I think
people gonna say Davis Mills, but I mean, let's be real here. Are you willing to throw away your first round? Because if you don't give him a 5th year option, he becomes a free agent. Are you saying that you're willing to let him walk in free agency and put all your money into Davis Mills?
Remember, he doesn't walk in free agency this year.
No, well, but the following year.
Yeah, but then that's why you're gonna have that's why you're gonna have quarterback competition.
You could give him the 5th year option, let him compete, or you can just put all your eggs in one basket. Give him a 5th year option, let him compete, let it go like that. But man, again, going back to this whole thing about the quarterback market, the quarterback market is so scary right now. And that, CJ did not have a good season this year. I'm not saying that he hey, let's go ahead and, give him this, that, and the third on the money. But listen, man, what do you got out there?
Honestly, well, and listen, I know what you're saying about the quarterback market, and I agree with you because, and I said it, Phillip Rivers exposed everything. He did. Phillip Rivers exposed everything, and unless you got a quarterback that has that kind of IQ, intelligence, or close to it, you're in trouble, especially when it comes to playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you're gonna need a competent quarterback,
or you could have a quarterback that just protects the ball, like Sam.
That's right, Grace said. Yeah, you need a quarterback that protects the football and not turn over, but you need to build everything around him.
Uh-huh.
You need to build infrastructure around him.
But okay? that being said, Houston does have that infrastructure.
They do have the infrastructure. So then who becomes can CJ Stroud not turn the ball over? Can Davis Mills keep that offense going? What you know what I'm saying? Because Stroud didn't look good, especially in that playoff game.
No, he is the reason that, let's just go ahead and call a spade a spade. He's the reason why they lost that playoff game. Because, the Houston's defense was doing everything they could.
Everything.
And, he's the reason why they lost it. Because if they don't turn those balls over, they don't have all those turnovers, Houston got a good chance of winning that game.
Yeah.
So at the same time, CJ Stroud, this could be a one-off. And we want to be careful. We want to tread lightly. Because some people, I know, I live here in the city of Houston. I hear the talk. You got people ready to jettison CJ Stroud and, but I'm just saying, think about the quarterback market. And I know, Davis Mills came in and he did this, that, and the third. Listen, man, you can't. Yes, Davis Mills is an outstanding backup. He's an outstanding backup. No questions. Mac Jones is an outstanding backup. Y'all see where I'm going?
They backups.
That's it. I don't think that if Davis Mills could be the quarterback that could carry this and listen to me carefully when I say this, and I'm gonna get off it. If Davis Mills was the quarterback that could take the Houston Texans into the playoffs and beyond, he would be the starter right now. They wouldn't have drafted CJ Stroud. That's it.
That is true. Okay. Number 4. Quarterback, Anthony Richardson, Indianapolis Colts.
No.
Yeah, I think this is it for him, man. Well, at least in Indianapolis. But like I said, someone needs to sit down and talk with the young man and say, listen, you're either going to learn how to play quarterback or you're going to keep doing what you're doing. It's one or the other. You cannot keep, and honestly, someone else needs to tell him, you can't keep playing the way you're playing, man. You got to figure this out and learn how to play quarterback. Because right now it's a real struggle for Anthony Richardson. All that, I got a bazooka of an arm. That's fine. But that stuff don't work in NFL. Well, let's put it this way. The real football fans don't care about that stuff. The casuals do. And you see it every year or every other year in the NFL draft. Oh, yeah, this guy can throw the ball from here to Arizona.
Nobody cares. Yeah, nobody cares. Can you read a defense?
Yes.
Can you read a defense? Can you make the throws in traffic? Can you layer the ball over the linebackers in front of the safeties on a deep crosser and do it consistently? Can you do better than make one read and take off running? You know, and this is not to harp on so much, my team or whatever, but there was a mini series that came out on AMC called Rise of the 49ers. And they were talking mainly about Bill Walsh. And Bill Walsh said exactly what we talk about all the time. It's like, you look at these guys with these bazooka arms. He was talking about right before they drafted Joe Montana. And he was like, you look at these guys with these bazooka arms and these big cannon arms and everything that, he said, that's not really important to me. He says, I watch the guy's feet and I watch his head. 1, 2, 3, maybe back to 1, and then make the throw and set your feet and throw. These are things that, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
But those are the types of things that we need to see from an Anthony Richardson before he gets a 5th-year option. And I'm just being real.
I agree. But yeah, that's it for him, man. I've said what I had to say about him. Number 5, Seattle Seahawks cornerback Devin Witherspoon, Illinois.
As much as I hate the Seattle Seahawks, and I wish they would not, they are going to, and they should give him. Devin Witherspoon has proven that he's every bit of where he was drafted. He's great. I just got to be real. I hate Seattle, but real is real, and I'm gonna give you my unbiased opinion, despite my fandom. Some people can't do that in sports media.
Let me ask you a question: is he underrated?
Who?
Witherspoon.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think he's underrated. I don't think he's overrated.
I know he's not overrated. I was wondering because, like, as good as he is, I know people love bringing up the PS2s of the world. No, I mean, I'm not saying don't, but the PS2s, the Stingleys, Sauce Gardner.
I think Devin Witherspoon is better than Sauce Gardner.
Okay.
And that's high praise coming from someone like me who, honestly can't stand the team he plays for. So that's saying a lot.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna let you handle number 6 because you know Arizona way better than I do. Offensive tackle Paris Johnson Jr.
Something else that has, if you've been really paying attention, good offensive linemen have come at a premium.
Yes.
If you notice, and we'll get more into it later on in future shows, but we talk about free agency. If you notice, linemen don't do a whole lot of moving around in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because the teams value them and they're like, oh no, because it's getting tougher and tougher to find good linemen. They're drafted linemen, sure, but then how many times you see a lineman get drafted, wind up being a bust, and it just is what it is. So he's a tackle, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tackles are tough.
Yeah.
Tackles are tough. It's tough to find a good tackle.
Yes, it is.
Right or left. Definitely left, but right or left. So, yeah, you got to hold on to that. So, 5th-year option, yeah.
Okay. Number 7. Ooh. Defensive end Tyree Wilson, Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm gonna just be real because we haven't even gotten into talking about the needs of certain teams, and they got edge rushers down as one of their needs. The Raiders need everybody they can get, so don't let him walk out. We don't know what he is just yet. Maybe he's, maybe he's
a late developer.
A late bloomer, but maybe it's where he's playing at because the Raiders absolutely suck.
Mm-hmm.
the coaching was not good. There's very little good in that building.
Yeah. When
There's
he, I remember when he was drafted, he was supposed to have been the replacement for Chandler Jones. You remember Chandler Jones' final years in his career was with the Raiders, and that hasn't worked out yet. But also, like you said, that's whew, that organization, man. It's tough, man. That's coaches and oh my goodness, there's no stability there whatsoever. Anyway, number 8. I think you're not going to agree on this one. Atlanta Falcons running back B. John Robinson, University of Texas. I say contract extension.
Yeah, go ahead and extend him. Let's just skip over the 5th-year option and just go ahead and pay him.
Yep.
Just go ahead and pay him because very rarely are we starting to see running backs come out in the first round that are actually first-round worthy. B. John Robinson has proven that he is.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very difficult thing to find. Even though I said running backs come a dime a dozen and the NFL got a dollar, I've been infamous for saying that. This is a running back that's superlative. You know, it'd be different if he was just, but he's proven that he's like, if you look at his stat line compared to the win-loss record of the Falcons, look at the win-loss record of the Falcons the years that he's been there.
Yes.
Okay, but you look at his stats. He does his job.
Yes.
He does his job. And so that makes you look even that much more valuable when you're able to put up statistics like that on a bad team. Anybody can put up great big statistics on a bad team. Yeah, you something special. So yeah, he definitely. We don't even want to talk. We're not going to discuss a 5th-year option. We finna just go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and give him his extension. I don't know what the hell Matt Ryan gonna do. Because you got to realize there's new leadership. Well, I ain't gonna say ownership, but leadership in particular building.
And it starts with him.
Yeah. So I don't know what he's gonna. Again, everybody who's a great player is not necessarily a great coach or a great GM. You have to remember that.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. All right, number 9, Philadelphia Eagles, Georgia, Jalen Carter, defensive tackle.
Yeah. They can save money, give him that 5th-year option too.
5th-year option, probably even an extension too. Because, I mean, he came in.
Worth the extension. He's worth the extension.
Yeah, and he's someone who came in and replaced Fletcher Cox. Man, I always want to see guys, see how they develop. But hey, it is what it is, man. Like I said, he replaced Fletcher Cox, man. Number 9, Chicago Bears, Darnell Wright. I don't know. Is he still on the team? So I know they went through the offensive line purge.
Darnell Wright?
Yeah, offensive tackle.
You know what? I don't know if he's
still there. I'm looking at it now. He's still there. But
he's a tackle.
Yeah.
He didn't start this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he didn't?
No, I'm asking. See, now we need Antoine. Where you at, dog? Where you at?
Antoine, you on?
Answer that question right away.
Yeah, Mike.
If he's a starting tackle, and he was part of that offensive line that got them where they got them as far as in the playoffs is concerned, then yeah, absolutely. Maybe not extension, 5th-year option, but obviously the offensive line was better this year than it was
in the past.
In the previous years with Caleb Williams. So you got something to work with here. So,
yes, you do.
Yeah, you hold on to that. Now, what kind of extension he would get, I don't know. But
probably not a lot. That's my guess.
Yeah, but it's working.
Yes.
You don't throw away what's working.
Right. Number 11. I don't know who this guy is, but Tennessee Titans offensive tackle Peter Skoronski.
They had a run on tackles in that first round, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. He's still on the team. He's been a starter. He's been a starter.
I'm gonna tell you what.
But they moved him to guard.
Oh, now listen. guys that get drafted as tackles and then turn around and eventually move to guard it raises an eyebrow because
To a degree. To a degree.
yeah,
Because Zach Martin was a tackle in college, but he was a guard. He ended up playing guard in the league.
right. But was he drafted to play tackle? Because you
No.
know you got guys that are drafted to play
Okay, I
tackle,
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
and they get moved to guard because they can't play tackle.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have-
Like you remember Robert Gallery?
Yeah,
Drafted out of Iowa when we went to the Raiders.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I got you.
yeah. So you know, Dominic Pony, who plays right guard for the Niners, he played tackle all through his time at Kansas, but he was drafted as a guard because they knew day one he was going to play guard. Now, if it's different when you're drafted as a tackle and then you don't work at tackle and get moved to guard.
Yeah.
That another thing we got to look at in Tennessee. And Tristan chime in anytime. But another thing we got to look at Tennessee, you got a complete regime change over there.
Yeah, you do.
So we don't know what they gonna say. You know, the previous regime would have been like, "Oh yeah, let's give them 50 options." This regime be like, "Nah, we're gonna go another way."
Mm-hmm.
So that's a tough one, especially when you're dealing with a obscure position like offensive line.
Yep.
So,
all right. Number 12 overall, Detroit Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs, running back, Alabama.
Yeah, he's
Yo, for Gibbs and Robinson to come out the same year is crazy.
Sonic, yeah,
that's crazy.
He's a huge part of that offense. I wouldn't even say don't. I would say don't give him the 50 option. Go ahead and work on his extension because running backs ain't that expensive anyway. You don't want him to get away. Running backs aren't that expensive.
Oh. Let's see.
He'd be in somewhere in the $10 to $12 million a year range, probably.
Yep. Let me see something. My bad. I'm trying to. All right, hold on. I'll deal with that later. Number 13, Lucas Van Ness, defensive end, Iowa, and I say no. Do not give him that extension, man. He is who I thought he was when he came out of school.
He hasn't been very impressive.
Nah.
He's what you would call a jag.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And those of y'all who are watching at home, if you don't understand some of the terminology, we say jag in the terms of NFL. We don't mean the Jacksonville Jaguars. We mean just a guy.
No, yeah, just a guy. Yep.
Nothing special, not necessarily terrible, but definitely not necessarily great. Just a guy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Give me a second. I see where it is. There you go. All right. Number 14, offensive tackle Broderick Jones, Georgia from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they went. They went on a run. I forgot they went on a run on tackles. They
really did, man. You look 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive tackles win the first 11 picks. No, first 15. We have 14 picks.
I can see that. I can see most of your tackles. Again, tackles are hard to find. I have to look at their stats, and I'm not really. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna act like I know everything. I'm not that phrased on these offensive linemen.
I'm not either. I'm not. I'm trying.
You know what they say when you play offensive line. If you don't hear your name much, that means you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
If you hear that name, then it's like, oh Lord, such just gave up a sack.
Yeah. It seemed like for the most part he's a consistent starter. He's played 45 games, started 38. So
he was one of the few bright spots they had.
Okay, thank you. All right. Let me go back. Will McDonald, defensive end of the Jets. You know what? When he came out of school, I thought he would have been better than what he's been so far. Now maybe with a new, the changes happen, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now the Jets are supposed to move to a 3-4. I don't know if he's a 3-4, like a 4-eye or outside backer, but
He'll be more of an outside back. He's going to have to stand up,
yeah,
and that may not fit his skill set. So I could see them not giving him his 5th-year option and not, at the end of his contract, letting him walk, or
trade him.
potentially trade him, because there was rumors circulating this trade deadline about him being traded.
Yep.
Because he was a solid guy. And John Lynch sat on his ass and did nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. He could have been with the Niners this year.
All right. Eric, brace yourself, because Tristan's about to lose it. Cornerback Emmanuel Forbes. Now he's no longer in Washington. He's with the Rams.
Hey, man.
To know.
Okay. We just want to skip. We can skip.
Need to know.
We can skip. Just skip.
If you listen, if we talk about your 5th-year option and you already on another team, that should tell you something, right? That should tell you all you need to know about a player.
What's up? What's up?
Hello. Oh, hey, Tia.
All right. Next up, because right after him was drafted was Christian Gonzalez in New England, and I think he deserves an extension.
Enough said, because had New England won the Super Bowl, Christian Gonzalez might have been an MVP. He was lamps in that game.
And let me ask you a question: who's better, Witherspoon or Gonzalez?
Man, that's tough.
Depends on what you're asking.
Yeah,
that's asking them to do.
Man, that's a tough question.
It's a tough question, but it depends on what you're asking.
Both of them are elite.
Okay.
Elite.
I don't think you could say either one is better than the other, because they're both being asked to do different things on their respective units.
And their playing styles are completely different too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. Detroit Lions linebacker Jack Campbell, linebacker Iowa.
Forbes, though.
Huh?
They're both better than Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah, I'm better than Emmanuel Forbes, and I'm 51.
Hey, I got a question for you. Trayvon Diggs or Emmanuel Forbes?
Stop it. Let's keep the list going. We still got to get to the team needs.
All right. I said Jack Campbell, linebacker, Iowa, Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
50 option, definitely.
Yes.
Maybe an extension. It don't have to be like high extension, but pretty decent.
He's in that. He's probably, I will put him in the bottom of the top tier of off the ball linebackers.
Okay.
He's quietly been really good.
Yes.
He's not the big household names like your Roquan Smiths or your Fred Warners or any of those guys like that. He's not like that. But if you've watched him play, he's quietly one of the best off the ball linebackers in the game. So he's somewhere in that top tier. He might be in the bottom of that top tier, but he's in that top tier.
All right. Next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kalijah Kancey, D tackle, Pittsburgh. Now, I liked him when he came out of school, but I also know that for defensive linemen in the 3-4, it's hard to get sacks. So I'm kind of like on the fence, because I would love to see him more so on the 4-man front and playing a true 3-tech where he can get after the quarterback versus, trying to hold up offensive linemen and read and react. You know what I'm saying? That's what I prefer. But, I think if you give him an extension, it's not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that, but then again, I don't know how much longer Todd Bowles is going to be there in Tampa Bay, so I don't know what happens moving forward.
Well, you're the front 7 expert. E. James, what's happening, baby?
What's up, E?
But yeah, I don't. He hasn't been quite that much of a household name when you think about it.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing too.
Yeah, so maybe you let him play out his deal and see what happens after that, and then go from there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
This is an easy one. Seattle Seahawks wide receiver, Ohio State University, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, no, okay. Now let's talk about that for just a second. Let's put a pause for a minute.
Okay.
He was just quoted as saying that he deserves to be the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, you deserve a lot of money.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yes.
But I'm really ready. I'm not pumping my brakes. I'm slamming on my brakes when you say you deserve to be the highest paid receiver in the league. I'm like, I'm sorry. I get it. You have improved every single year.
And you was the man when they let go of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
1,700 yards this season. I'm not gonna argue with that. But man, you still got Jamar Chase out there. You still got
Justin Jefferson
out there. You know, you still got guys.
But he does make a case to get the highest paid, but he gonna be up there. He it's like quarterback money. He's just the next one up.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I'm saying he deserves a lot of money. Now, will he be the highest paid wide receiver because of how the market works? Probably, yes. But you know, he putting some pressure on his team. They're gonna pay him. They're gonna figure out how to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they gonna probably. If I'm Seattle, I wait and put that 50 option on it for sure, and then we'll start working on trying to put together a long-term deal after the fact.
Yep.
You know, some people view that as a slap in the face, though.
The Miami Dolphins had their first round picks forfeited. Don't worry about that. 21 LA Chargers wide receiver TCU Quentin Johnson.
Heck no.
I know what you wanted.
Did he play better? Did he play better this season?
Yes, but no.
But he gonna have to put together a couple of more seasons.
It's not even that, man. You're not even the main guy in LA wide receiver. That's Ladd McConkey.
And you want a slot guy as the main guy. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So my thing is he had a good season this year. Let's see if he can have a good season this coming season. Then we'll have a discussion then. That's what if I'm a GM, I'm saying that. I need to see one more good year from you before we start having real discussions.
And even if you give him an extension, it should be a lightweight extension, nothing major.
Yeah.
Number 22, wide receiver, Boston College, Zay Flowers, Baltimore Ravens. I think you give him an extension, but you don't pay him crazy money.
He doesn't deserve crazy money.
Now, he might get close to crazy money because he's going to make an argument that, hey, I've been to the Pro Bowl twice. Okay.
Even though we discussed before, the Pro Bowl doesn't carry as much cachet.
I know it doesn't, but his agent is going to sit there and talk to what's his name, Eric DaCosta, and say,
I'm waiting for teams to all get together and say, listen, we gonna stop putting these clauses in people's contracts about making the Pro Bowl. I'm serious as a heart attack.
I know.
Because it's like the Pro Bowl is not being selected to the Pro Bowl is not the flex that it used to be.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
So, you know, yeah, you a little bit better than some other guys, yeah, but come on, man, they be putting anybody in Pro Bowl. I mean, and Shedeur barely played. He was in a Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Zay Flowers is better than Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
But he is like a Christian Kirk on steroids, if that makes sense.
Well, not the steroids analogy, no.
Well, no, I'm not saying he's like strong or anything, but what I'm saying is like, because you remember we said there was 30 players better than Christian Kirk. Okay. Yeah. There's a certain amount of receivers better than Zay Flowers.
Yeah, he's a super duper number 2.
Right. That's what he is. He's super duper number 2. Yeah. So that's what I mean.
Yeah, but you still need number 2s. If you're going to draft a number 1.
I know, but that's the thing. In Baltimore, if they can ever get a prime number 1 receiver, man.
That's what's been holding them back for a long time.
I know. All right. Next up, Jordan Addison, wide receiver, Minnesota Vikings. Right now, my answer is no, dude. First of all, you're a number 2 wide receiver, but you've been having too many off the field issues.
Mm-hmm.
So no fifth year option, no extension.
Yep.
24 cornerback, University of Maryland Terrapins. Go Terps. Deontay Banks, New York Giants. And my answer is no.
Too inconsistent.
Thank you.
Yeah. Keep going.
All right. 25. Tight end, Utah, Dante Kincaid, Buffalo Bills.
Underutilized. He's gonna get his extension though.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get an extension. Dante Kincaid has played really well.
All right. This is already no because I'm a Cowboys fan. There's nose tackle from Michigan, Mozzie Smith. He's with the Jets.
Oh, bust. Huge bust.
Yeah, big swing miss.
Yeah, Emmanuel Forbes and Mozzie Smith got to be the 2 biggest busts of that class.
You know what? You're probably right.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Anton Harrison, offensive tackle, Oklahoma, Jacksonville Jaguars.
That line was pretty solid overall this year.
I understand, but okay, yeah. Oh, he's from here?
Mm-hmm.
He went to Curl. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's from DC. Okay. And he's been a starter. Okay, so yeah, okay. Yeah, I give you that then. Yeah, give him an extension. I know Harrison.
He's solid. He's not a superstar, but he's solid.
Right. Yeah, he's solid. Yeah. He went to Curl. Okay. All right, boy. I see you. Go back. Miles Murphy, Cincinnati Bengals defensive end, Clemson. You know, for someone who's been opposite of Trey Henderson for the last 3 years and haven't done much of anything,
has not done much. He would be considered low key bust as far as
he
what
really
he was
has.
supposed to do coming out of Clemson.
Yeah. 29, New Orleans Saints, Clemson, Brian Breesy, Montgomery County, baby, Damascus High School.
What say you, Eric James? If your option, extension, what?
Because my thing, but you know what? Here's a guy, and I know we just said Miles Murphy, but Brian Breesy probably had a second round grade because when it comes to first round players, it's only about 10, maybe 13, 15 players that have true first round grades. And when you draft this late, these guys are really second round graded players. He's probably but you got to draft somebody in the first round, so you take who you get, and that's Brian Breesy. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like he needs a new change of scenery. 30. Oh, Lord. Nolan Smith, edge, Philadelphia Eagles, Georgia. Hey, listen.
He's another one that hasn't.
Let me say this.
He wasn't what he was supposed to be coming out, or what? But I didn't even think he was that when he was coming out. The way people kind of rated him.
Let me say this. When Eagles fans were going crazy over this whole Georgia thing, I get it. The Bulldogs were fantastic those 2 years they won the championship, okay? That front seven was loaded. And one thing I always say when it comes to these players, when they come out of these big programs, these huge successful programs, whether it's Miami when they had their 20-year run, whether it's Alabama when they had that run under Saban, you have to be careful when you draft certain players because you don't know who was really the straw that stirred the drink. And when you get to the NFL, you really get exposed. And Nolan Smith has not been who they thought he was supposed to be. And those Eagles fans, they were beating the hell out of their chest. Yeah, Philadelphia Bulldogs, this, that, and third. They had Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, this guy. They drafted the corner in the 6th round. They went crazy. And I know they got a ring out of it, but
let's be real. most Philadelphia fans beat their chest for no damn reason anyway. So
I know. But the guy has not been what he's supposed to be. And I think that they should let him walk or just trade him and see if anybody might bite on the trade. But I wouldn't. And then last but not least, oh God. Kansas City Chiefs defensive end Felix Uzma.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never heard of the guy.
That should kind of tell you right there.
Hey yo, what was Kansas? Hey, listen. I know y'all had success, okay? But at some point, you can't just be saying, oh, well, just because we've been going to Super Bowls and winning Super Bowls and this, that, and the third, that we just draft random guys, man. I feel like that was a random draft pick.
That was like, we gonna get back.
You just pull a rabbit out there.
It doesn't matter. This guy doesn't really matter. We'll get back to the Super Bowl. We're fine.
I was like, no, man, you really need to.
It's not how this works. It's not how any of this works.
Yeah. And if they would have did a little bit better, I'm not saying they wouldn't have the season that they had, but maybe the season a little bit better. But okay. So that's it.
All right. So our original thumbnail on the show tonight was about your NFL shopping list. And as we get closer to the combine and into free agency, there's several needs from several teams. And we're just going to kind of run them down. If you're a fan of any of these teams, feel free to chime in on what you think and who you should draft. We're going to go into names per se right now because we're still in the scouting process. We're still looking at players. We aren't going to really comment on a lot of stuff until after the combine. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about I'm going to go in the order of the draft. Of the first round of draft, and yes, we know that there are 4 teams that do not have a first round draft pick. We'll cover them after we cover the ones who do have a first round draft pick. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna read a list of positions that each team needs, and you can join us and say and say what's the most important one of that list of names. So without further ado, this shouldn't take very long, but without further ado, let's go.
Okay.
We're going to start with the number 1 pick overall in the draft, who they'll probably have a number 1 pick again soon because they suck. The Raiders. Okay.
Listen, the Raiders need.
Well, I actually
hold on. No, your list is inaccurate. Okay. This is who the Raiders need.
Okay.
Jesus, Noah, Moses. There you go. Move on.
Well, that's true. But we're talking about positions.
Okay, well, Jesus need to play quarterback then.
Well, then they going undefeated, but ain't no defense can stop that.
Well, the way they talking Mendoza sound like he's the second coming.
Yeah, but that's what Raider people do. So, quarterback is one of those positions. Quarterback, guard, center, defensive tackle, edge. I think it's a no-brainer.
Quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line all across the board, defensive line. We're gonna see what happens from Crosby. Linebacker, cornerback, and safety.
Well, we're talking about what's on the list.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So I think quarterback is the most pressing need.
And the 3 wise men.
But if you don't have competent weapons around him, or if you don't have a competent offensive line, it's all moot. It's a moot point. I don't care who you draft. You got to have a team around it. But I would tend to agree with most people when they say quarterback, and they're going to go after Mendoza.
Mm-hmm.
God help this young man.
Why? Because the Raiders are
Trash, 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 trash. I am trash.
Okay. New York Jets. They have a couple of first round draft picks. They have needs at, of course, quarterback, defensive tackle, wide receiver, edge, and safety.
now they transitioned to a 3-4. So yeah, they're gonna revamp
They got
that.
to revamp that whole personnel on the defensive side.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
you know, I would say quarterback, but given how the quarterback class is in this draft, I'm guessing that they won't go there first.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm hippo. We don't know, but guys get pushed up. I'm hearing that Ty Simpson, depending on how his combine looks, he might get pushed up in there somewhere.
If they took him with the second overall pick, that would be a major reach. But it's very Jets, very Jets.
I'm just telling you what I've heard.
You know what you're saying? But if they took this man with the second overall pick in the draft, that would be a tremendous reach. But at the same time, that's very Jets. Very Jets. So I'm not, moving on. Cardinals, tackle, guard, quarterback, wide receiver, cornerback. I think I can eliminate corner off of this. They have actually a pretty decent secondary. Wide receiver, they're not doing too bad. So definitely you're looking at the offensive line and definitely quarterback if they don't want to hold on to Brissett.
You better hold on to Brissett, man.
What say you, Tristan?
The thing about Kyler Murray, and I was listening to some people on ESPN that were talking about him last week, and that the problem is what we've said all along. It's not even his talent. The man is talented, but does he want to play football? Does he, and can he be a leader? And you can say what you want about Jacoby Brissett, but Jacoby Brissett is productive. Jacoby Brissett is a leader of men. Like, he's going to make one heck of a coach if he decides to go into coaching when it's all said and done. Like that. So if you're the Cardinals, I mean, especially when you're a new coach coming in, to see a talent like Kyler Murray is hard to pass up to not see if maybe you might be the guy that triggers, the extra element in him. But I just don't see how you can go another season with that over your franchise. Man.
No, of course not, man. Of course not.
I can't see that at all. I say you ride with Jacoby, see what it is, and see if you can get another quarterback in the draft. Not this draft, but maybe next year. Next year's class should be pretty good, hopefully. So and deep with the quarterback position. So maybe you could wait till next year and ride with Jacoby and see what you can get for Kyler. Because somebody gonna want Kyler. I mean, we talking Miami could want Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I heard that.
Send him to the Jets.
The Jets are another one that's needing a quarterback and needing a quarterback with some juice while they try to figure that out.
If I'm the Jets, I stick with Tyrod Taylor.
I don't think they want to do that though.
I know.
I would too.
Tyrod Taylor.
I would too. I think he's a great bridge, but I don't know. But yeah, for the Cardinals, just reset it, man. You have no real other asset to bargain with, because you're not getting rid of your tight end. You're not doing that.
No, you're not.
You don't really have, and I'm sure y'all gonna find a way to bring Baker back. So you don't really have anything else to really say, hey, let's make this a bargaining chip for draft picks or expelling money. You don't. He's the only piece you got.
I tell you what, train to Philadelphia and run a 2-quarterback system. There you go. Next.
All right.
You just want AJ Brown to leave Philly.
Tennessee Titans, wide receiver, edge, corner, tight end, and linebacker.
I mean, new coaching staff, they're gonna bring in their guys.
So what do you think is the most pressing need?
Hold on, go over it again.
Wide receiver, edge, cornerback, tight end, and linebacker.
Anything on the offensive side of the ball is the need right now.
Yeah, because you need to build around Cam Ward.
You got to get
offensive line and wide receiver.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Plus, Robert Sala has proven he can pretty much make chicken salad out of chicken crap. So
Okay.
whatever's on the defensive side of the ball, he can work with that. A few picks here and there, a few picks here and there, a few free agents here and there. Now you got a defense in the top half of the league.
Yep.
So I think that the offensive side of the ball definitely is going to be where we're going to see. I guess you could say the most movement. I guess you could say movement. I guess you could say the most acquisitions being had.
Well, movement because I mean guys are gonna be let go or traded, and they're gonna bring in some new guys. So yeah, movement. That's fine.
Okay, well we'll say that then. Yeah. So New York Giants wide receiver, guard, cornerback, offensive tackle, linebacker.
They need offensive line. Listen, wide receiver. Malik Neighbor is going to get healthy. I think Rondell Robinson is a free agent, but he had 1,000 yards out of nowhere this year. I think he can be a number 2 receiver. I do. I think he can be a number 2 receiver. If you bring him back at a decent price, you have a good receiving duo in Neighbors and Robinson.
Okay.
But definitely offensive line. They've been needing offensive line since Tom Coughlin got fired.
Now I take exception to this next one. Cleveland quarterback, tight tackle, guard, wide receiver, center.
So they definitely need offensive line because all 5 offensive linemen are free agents.
Yep. And some of them are actually pretty good.
Yeah, I know. But all 5 of them are free agents, and I was like,
I know for sure one of them is a 3-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah. So I'm like, how in the world did y'all let all 5 guys' contract expire?
They are the Cleveland Browns.
I know that, man, but come,
that was unreal though. That was unreal.
Cleveland Browns.
Eric,
it's an unreal situation, Eric. It's an unreal situation. I ain't never heard that. Ever. Your entire starting offensive line is not under contract. I've never heard that.
No one's ever heard that.
Never heard that.
Not even the Raiders have done that since Gruden been out of there.
Yeah, I've never heard
the first
that.
time around.
I'm gonna say 2 words: poverty franchise.
I understand that, but and Tristan, I'm sorry. When Washington was under Boy, they didn't even do that.
Sure didn't.
I'm sitting up here explaining to y'all.
No. I'm giving you a list of other teams that have been poverty franchises as well, E.
That's beyond Cleveland. That's just, I don't know what to call that. I ain't never heard that before.
That's beyond poverty franchise. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that before, man.
No.
Your entire offensive line is not on contract. And not even that they're not on contract. Your entire starting offensive line
unit. Cleveland Browns are literally sitting up and telling both of you, hold my beer.
Listen.
That's what they doing.
No. That's beyond hold my beer.
Your entire starting
offensive
line. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. They're literally saying, I can't, you guys are saying, I can't believe that someone would be that just incredibly inept to let their entire offensive line be, no, wait, let me finish, to let their entire offensive line be free agents. Okay. And it's like, that would be nuts. That'd be crazy. That doesn't make sense. And Cleveland literally is saying, hold my beer. Watch us be inept. We're gonna create a whole new precedent of ineptitude to prove to you who we are. That is what they did.
You know what? I was gonna say something. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because and it's not you, E. It's not you. It's just that your starting offensive line is 45% of your offense. It's 5 over 11.
Mm-hmm.
You need offensive line to win games. Now I know Cleveland. I know you said, "Well, Cleveland have won games." I know. You need offensive linemen to have a chance when playing football. to have all 5 of these guys as free agents right now. The contract has expired. Expired. That's ridiculous.
Like
But not even just that. You have three of them that have already said they're not returning. 3 of
You
those
know,
guys saying they're
I
not
didn't know
coming
that
back.
part. I didn't know that part.
One did his swan song letter to Cleveland saying how much he enjoyed the fans,
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember that because his wife said something.
and the other 2 said they weren't coming back.
Hey,
I've never seen that before.
hold my beer. All right, moving on. Washington edge, wide receiver, tight end, linebacker, safety.
Everything. No, if I really had to,
Yeah, I'm glad Trisha saw that.
yeah, I did. If I really had to pick, honestly, I would focus on the defensive side of the ball. I think the productivity or the lack thereof for the offense was more so predicated to injuries happening. Debo had to do more than what was originally planned because of the whole scary Terry situation. Terry had to try to rev back up when he was out, and Eric says it all the time. When you sit out in the off season, not getting, not working, soft tissue injuries are always going to come up. So that was kind of expected. And then we basically were trying to hedge our bet on a rookie running back, and he was productive, but it wasn't enough to offset all the rest. And Jaden Daniels been in and out. Offensive line, we had the rookie Connerly trying him out at right tackle. I think he'll grow. It was kind of trial by fire. So I think the defense side of the ball is the biggest thing because we don't have a pass rush at all. We don't have anything. Von Miller, for what he had to do, was still productive, but wasn't enough. I think linebacker, pass rush, and safety for sure. I think at corner we're okay, but safety, linebacker, and pass rush is a big thing. And really the number one thing is them trying to decide if we're keeping Daron Payne or not, because that's going to let us know about the money.
All right. New Orleans edge, offensive guard, wide receiver, cornerback, tackle. Tight end.
Yeah,
And the
because
answer is yes.
Yes. Yes.
yes. But I mean, listen, Kellen Moore's going to a second year coaching. He needs to bring in his guys, but we're gonna see what happens between him and Mickey Loomis.
Lord, Loomis need to go. Kansas City, defensive tackle, edge, running back, tight end, and corner.
First of all, somebody needs to retire, but I'm keeping my mouth shut.
This is
But
what
yes,
team?
huh?
This is what team?
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Like I said, somebody needs to retire, but I'm keeping my mouth shut. But yes, they definitely need a running back because
Could you imagine if Jeremiah Love fell to them? I would flip
If who
the
did?
table.
Jeremiah Love, the running back for Notre Dame.
Oh. I
They
was
pick
thinking
a
more
nine.
the
I
tight end.
would
I was
flip my
thinking more about
table.
the tight end from Oregon. If he
Oh
fell.
yeah, or even him if he
My
fell. Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm trying to see if anybody will take Jeremiah Love before Kansas City can. And the only
Oh yeah.
team,
Oh yeah.
huh?
for sure. Oh yeah. He can. Well, let me go down the list again.
Because I'm looking at Arizona, maybe Tennessee. Now he'll be good. And no, who's Cleveland's running back?
Judkins. They won't take him because Judkins just got hurt, but he was productive.
Or maybe the Saints.
If you want to really start the post Alvin Kamara era, yeah, but I don't see why the Titans would. Well, no, the Titans just gave whatchamacallit an extension, so I don't think so.
Who they gave an extension to?
Yeah, your boy.
Pollard?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I think
I think I saw that. So
Okay.
Titans will be out.
Yeah.
But I mean, people have said that Washington would consider it because he's so dynamic to pair him with Jaden Daniels in that backfield with Bill. There's a few teams that would get him. He's supposed to be that dynamic of a runner.
Okay. All right. Rapid
Okay.
fire. Let's go.
Cincinnati, edge, defensive tackle, safety, cornerback,
Everything.
linebacker. So basically,
They always need defense.
every position
On
on
the
the
defensive side of the ball.
They've been needing defense since 1905. Next.
Everything on the defensive side of the ball.
so they couldn't go wrong with any pick that they made or any
Any
move
pick in the defensive side of the ball.
on the defensive side of the ball. Miami, cornerback, quarterback, guard, tight end, wide receiver.
There's
New
no
regime.
quarterback in this class that's
New
going to
regime.
work for them.
New regime.
This is you build the team, get your quarterback next year.
Yeah. Bill, you think it's your quarterback.
Don't add Kyler Murray.
Dallas, linebacker, cornerback, edge, safety, offensive tackle.
It's going to be safety.
I would say safety for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So that's the most pressing.
Safety and corner.
Yeah. Well, corner. So, I'm not gonna go into it because we're trying to get through this. So, but yeah, it's gonna be safety
Okay.
because I've already heard Christian Parker's interview. So safety.
Okay.
Rams, corner, tackle, tight end, wide receiver, center.
Definitely corner because their corners are not good, and definitely offensive tackle because you need to keep Matthew Stafford up vertical as much as possible.
But I also think that center position is key too. The fact that
Yeah, of course.
In offense, yes.
Yeah,
in
of
that
course.
offense, absolutely. In that offense, the center is important. The center is the back of the O line, so it's huge. Baltimore, edge, guard, defensive tackle, corner, tight end.
You know what? I'm gonna throw center in there because Tyler Linderbaum is a free agent, and
Yes,
if he leaves, because I don't know what Baltimore's doing with him.
I don't know what Baltimore could do. I don't. It's like a black cat around them. I don't know what more they could do.
They need a prime
I
WR
need a bona fide receiver. This is a deep receiver class apparently, so maybe they could find the true number one.
They could in this draft. They could. And I'm just scratching the surface on my scouting and so forth. But
They
anyway,
do need pass rush too, though.
yeah, they
Yeah.
have to get to the quarterback. Tampa Bay, edge, linebacker, defensive tackle, tight end, guard.
Yeah. And, I mean,
I would say, oof. Probably linebacker. Your linebackers are getting long in the tooth.
Levante Davis, man, he been listen. Him and Demario Davis been in the league for a long time.
A long time.
Yeah. Okay. Lions, center, edge, offensive tackle, guard, and safety.
Your
Center.
offensive tackle.
Center.
Yeah, and I don't think safety's a need. You got Kirby, you got Kirby Smith and Brian.
Yeah, they'll be
I mean,
fine.
Kirby Joseph.
I was going to say.
I
I
don't
would say
know. How they,
offensive tackle and center.
yeah, I don't know how they made the safety made that list because yeah. All right. Minnesota corner, safety, running back, offensive guard, tight end.
Well, who's your quarterback?
Tight end in there, but go ahead, T.
Who's your quarterback? And they don't need tight end per se. They need to know who's throwing the ball.
Thank you.
That's
Because JJ McCarthy needs to develop, and you got a punter playing quarterback behind him.
Now you got to consider. You have to consider safety because I think Harrison Smith is retiring.
Harrison Smith is as old as Demario Davis and Levante David.
Yeah, I remember when Harrison Smith got drafted. That
Next.
seems like eons ago now. I remember him playing at Notre Dame.
Okay.
Let me see. Carolina, edge, safety, cornerback, tackle, tight end.
Tackle, tight end, because you need to continue to build around Bryce Young.
They need an edge too, though.
Yeah. I would love for them to get an edge for that defense. I love the defense corner. He's very underrated. Very underrated.
I think the secondary is pretty solid too in Carolina. I don't think that's a real need.
I like their secondary.
I do think they need a tight end. They need a safety valve for Jordan. I mean, not Jordan. Excuse me.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. Pittsburgh, quarterback, wide receiver, cornerback, guard, defensive tackle.
Quarterback, wide receiver. You need to get younger at quarterback, and DK Metcalf is not a number one receiver.
I would kick the tires on Will Howard, who they drafted. He's got some moxie, and see what you can build around that.
All right. Chargers, guard, center, defensive tackle, edge, safety. I don't know why
Jim Harbaugh is going to draft a guard and a center.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh is going to draft. He
is.
Hey, listen. After that Joe Alt draft pick a couple years ago, he's going to draft offensive line.
And then also, Khalil Mack is not a spring chicken.
Not anymore.
Philadelphia, edge, tight end, guard, tackle, safety.
They need a tackle for the future. They do need a guard.
Everything needs to be for their offensive line, to be honest.
But tight end, because Dallas Goedert is a free agent.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they're going to be able to. Well, they may be able to bring him back. I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like he'll come back because I don't think he's as valued outside of Philadelphia as he is in Philadelphia.
Yes, I tend to agree with that. Bears, defensive tackle, safety, edge, tackle, and linebacker.
You want to get a tackle just to continue to protect Caleb Williams, but yeah, it's time to work on that defense so that way they are up to par, or at least enough up to par with that offense.
Okay.
And some of the offense continue to take the next step.
Bills, wide receiver, edge, safety, linebacker, offensive guard. I'm going to say wide receiver.
Wide receiver
and guard.
But I'm looking at edge because Joey Bosa is a free agent. They haven't been able to really put together much of a pass rush this particular season. So wide receiver first, edge second, in my opinion.
Now they also move into a 3-4 because they have a new defensive coordinator in Jim Leonard.
And see that's going to have a lot to do with it. When you switch from 4-3 to 3-4, it completely discombobulates what you're going to with your front sevens. Like guys that were normally mainstays may become expendable all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. San Francisco, wide receiver, edge, tackle, guard, safety. I'm going to say right now it's definitely guard and safety. Those are the two most important ones. All of those are important, but guard and safety are the two biggest ones. I think they're going to go after edge in free agency or via trade. And then after that is wide receiver. Tackle is important because you need to find an heir apparent to Trent Williams. So the tackle that they would get would be basically red shirting behind Trent Williams this season coming.
Trent Williams was drafted in 2010. I looked it up today.
Yeah. Yeah, he that dude, man. Texans, offensive tackle, offensive guard, defensive tackle, running back, linebacker.
They've been needing offensive line for the last couple of years. Running back, they need to get younger and healthier.
Trust me, that offensive line is way better than it used to be. But yes, I agree that they need to do more with the offensive line. Because there was a time when that offensive line was atrocious.
I know.
So yes, they are better than they have been, but they could improve. Denver, wide receiver, tight end, defensive tackle, linebacker, running back.
Anything offense because they need to continue to build around Bo Nix.
Yeah, I'm
running back because with Bo Nix being out on that playoff game, that they ain't had no one to offset that.
That's true.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm like, I don't know if I don't know if there's gonna Harvey did a good job, but you could always, again, if you want to do the committee thing or if you want to have a bell cow, one of those things you can improve at running back. I think linebacker is okay because they have Dre Greenlaw there. Wide receiver. That's funny that should be on that list. I don't know. That was peculiar to me.
I think Cortland Sutton might be on the trade block or something.
I don't know why. He's the only legit wideout they had.
Yeah, he's the most legit one they got. I would not put him on the trade block. Okay, Patriots, edge, linebacker, tight end, safety, and I can't read my own writing. I think that's line. Nope, that's not linebacker.
But definitely tight end because you need a safety valve for Drake May, but continue to solidify that defense as well.
They need to also look at wide receiver in this draft.
Oh yeah, definitely Stephon Diggs.
That's what it was. Wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's not. I scribbled it down so quickly I couldn't make it out.
Yeah, Diggs not as young as he used to be.
Yeah, the wide receiver, and he could go to jail. But wide receivers also that's like a huge thing because I feel like they could not get really good separation against Seattle's secondary. Same thing as 49ers. 49ers couldn't get good separation against Seattle secondary, but again, Ricky Pearsall didn't play. But I do feel like they need somebody with speed. Speaking of Seattle, cornerback, offensive guard, center, edge, running back. And now most people be like, well, they're the Super Bowl champions. So, what do they need?
You always need somebody. I don't care if you do win. Guard and center definitely because you want to protect Sam Darnold, who got you to the Super Bowl. And maybe running back because maybe you don't bring back Kenneth Walker.
Maybe you don't bring back Kenneth Walker, but even then, you got Zach Charbonnet who tore his ACL late in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and also at corner, you're looking at Tariq Woolen being a free agent. He wasn't good anyway, but these last couple of seasons. But Tariq Woolen being a free agent, and Josh Jobe, the other corner, who, if you recall, left the game in the Super Bowl, and Woolen came in and they gave him a touchdown. Both of those guys are free agents.
Yep.
Now the last four teams, these are teams that do not have a first round pick, but we weren't going to leave anybody out. Atlanta, wide receiver, cornerback, tackle, center, defensive tackle.
And probably pass rusher because what's going on with James Pierce.
That's another thing you consider because James Pierce might be under the jail. Indianapolis, quarterback, edge, linebacker, tackle, wide receiver.
I'm surprised quarterback's on the list because I heard that they might be giving Daniel Jones a contract extension.
Yeah, but he's got the injury, and so you got to think about that.
That's right.
And Anthony Richardson is, we don't know what they're going to do with them.
We don't know what they're doing with that.
Yeah. Green Bay, cornerback, defensive tackle, center, tackle, wide receiver.
Yeah, because Rasheed Walker, who's from North Point High School in Waldorf, is a free agent at offensive tackle. And that's left tackle, too.
Mm-hmm. That's big.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jacksonville, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, cornerback, wide receiver, running back. Travis Etienne is a free agent.
He's a free agent.
Yes.
They
got the linebacker free agent, too. Devin Lloyd.
Yeah. And I don't understand why they would have wide receiver.
Yeah, because you got Brian Thomas and you got Jacoby Myers, who had a
that was by me. I don't understand that.
And then Travis Hunter should be your part-time wide receiver.
Yeah. So those are our those NFL wish lists. We got a few more minutes, but feel free to put in your thoughts on what you think is the most important need for each of the 32 teams.
Or even your favorite team.
And you can also hit us up on our Facebook page. And we'll put a thread up and we'll have a started discussion thread. We can get back to starting discussion threads, especially with it being the off season.
Yep.
That things to talk about. Most of the time during the season, everybody has something to talk about because there were games going on. Well, now we can start discussion threads and polls. So make sure that you follow us on Just a Fan Podcast on Facebook. And there are going to be a lot of football-oriented discussion threads that are going to be going on. And make sure you participate and also subscribe to our YouTube channel.
All right. Eric, let me ask you a question, man.
Mm-hmm.
What are the Rams team needs?
They're kicking that. Let me stop.
See, man, you got to woosah, man. You got to woosah. I need you to go speak with your therapist, man. Okay, you need a woosah. Okay, everything's gonna be okay.
Anger management classes piss me off.
Well, get a new anger management class, okay? But you need to learn how to process your anger, young man. Okay,
Yeah.
process your anger and say that you love yourself. Okay.
Okay, closing credits.
No, hold on, wait, hold on. Wait, Eric, grab your earlobes and woosah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
Woosah. Okay, we're gonna do this then. Say woosah.
do that.
Come on.
Tristan, do you have anything you want to add?
Listen, process your anger.
Listen, we'll do a couple top 10 stuff. I've been seeing a lot of these top 10 conversations been happening, and some of them have been ridiculous. Somebody had Drew Brees as their number one in top 10 greatest QBs of all time. That was a real discussion that was happening on TikTok today.
Listen,
No,
if you're going to post on the internet, make sure you don't do drugs.
It was a real conversation. So we're gonna have our own top 10s throughout this off season for sure.
The coke was really pure at that person's house.
They almost had Peyton Manning out of the top 10. This was a real panel discussion that was on TikTok.
how old were these people?
Oh, it had to be young. I don't know. It had to be young though, because I was like,
See, that's the problem, man. Like these Gen X and Alpha kids, they don't know NFL history, man.
They think history started when they were born.
Dan Marino
Yes.
was not in the top 10 at all.
Who?
Dan Marino was not in the top 10 list
They
at
probably
all.
don't even know who Dan Marino is.
This was a panel discussion on TikTok.
I usually just respond to things like that with,
Well, they wouldn't let me on because I think I offended one of them by saying that for Drew Brees to be number one, you must be on crack. And they probably didn't like that.
and literally, yes, I would be like, just tell me you don't know ball without telling me you don't know ball. Remember, we talked about that. Somebody said that Jerry Rice wouldn't be able to play in today's game.
Oh yeah, I saw that nonsense. Yeah, we
I
did
saw
talk
that
about
on Twitter.
And it's
yeah.
like, today's
Like,
corners,
dude,
I'm like, okay, so you do realize he played against Deion Sanders in his
Hey,
prime.
Joe.
That's what I said. He was like, these corners are running 4.2s and 4.3. I said, you do know he played in the Millennium, right? You do know he played against the same corners you're talking about. He
Right.
actually played against these cats.
And
was
one routes.
was cooking them.
Yeah. He played against Deion Sanders in his prime.
He almost triple crowned as a Raider. As a Raider.
Right.
He's
That
in
was
his
the end of
40s
his
at that
career.
time.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Deion Sanders, Darryl Green, Ron Woodson. I'm through. That's who he played against in their primes.
Well, his take lost me immediately when he said route running didn't matter.
Right, exactly. When you said route one running didn't matter, I'm like, tell me you don't know ball without telling me you don't know ball. And it's like, and then I just left it at that. Because you know, and there was some other commenters that basically flamed him. But people just be saying stuff now. And say it in such a manner and attitude as if they know what they're talking about and have nothing to back it up. It's
These young men need to be educated.
speculative.
They
Completely.
need to be educated. They have no idea
Yeah.
about these players from even 2005, like a LaDainian Tomlinson.
Uh-huh.
From like 05 and before, they don't know about they probably don't even know about Adrian Peterson.
That's a damn shame.
They don't.
That's why I said we're gonna have a show. We'll have shows throughout this, off season. We'll be able to talk about these
We don't
things.
talk about these people like a dog because you know how I get. So my anger management classes piss me off. So that is.
No, process your anger, E.
Damn that.
Say that you love yourself.
Damn that.
Woosah. Woosah.
Get us out of here, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Trash. trash, 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 trash. I am trash.
That's gonna be the outro music.
Yeah, that was random. But anyway, anyway, thanks y'all for watching our show. We'll be back on again next Monday. We will have a topic. What I need to do is I need to do what I did for this show, but we got y'all, okay? We're going to be on next Monday, okay? We got y'all. Don't think we're not going to be on here. We're going to have a topic or 2 or 5. Guarantee it. Anyway, we live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and IG, okay? Down below, Trish TV, the quarterback that runs this whole thing, okay? That direction, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. Y'all know what it is with me, Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing. Future Hall of Famer, baby. Peace out, y'all.